Hello and welcome. My name is Judy Keating, and I uh, work through an entity called Wise Transformation, Opening to Soul Alignment. It is absolutely my pleasure to be with you today, and I really wanted to offer something a little different because of the energies that are at play. And so we are in a Pisces full moon window. The Pisces full moon actually happens on Saturday. I'm doing this on a Thursday, so you have a couple of days for integration to set your intentions. Um, but we're going to talk about the timing after we call in sacred space. And then I'm going to use the elemental forces of creation oracle as a way for you to draw a little support from each of the elements: earth, air, water, fire, and spirit. There are going to be cards on the screen that you can pick. And those cards were created by a woman by the name of Lisa Michaels, who has been a mentor of mine for a long time. And then, because of the specific energy that we have happening right now, I'm going to do something called a compassion key session. And I'm going to explain to you what that is. And I'm going to invite you to participate in it because I think it will be really helpful in moving some of the very deep emotional energy that some of us, I don't want to claim it for everybody, but some of us, including me, are feeling right now. So that's the reason I'm offering it, because the compassion key session is all about self-compassion. And boy, do we need that right about now. So I invite you, in whatever way is true for you to set sacred space for yourself. What does that mean? For us in this community, we invite our heart and our solar plexus to open and to be aligned with love and compassion. And I also invite you to be fully present here. And one of the ways I do it, I call it the booty bounce. I have a tendency to be a little jokestory. It's just part of who I am. But the booty bounce happens when you imagine that the weight in your sit bones is getting heavier and heavier. And you'll notice that as you do that, your bottom feels very, very heavy. But any energy that you had directed that is not right here and right now comes home to you. And just take a deep breath into being fully present right here, right now. And I'm going to call upon the earth to offer a grounded container today. And water to create pure self acceptance. And with a deep breath, I call in the power of air to amplify the highest vibration. I call upon the power of fire to illuminate what needs illumination. As we look deeply into our own hearts and spirit, the precious force that is the animating intelligence of all that is, we just ask for grace and trust in each person's individual process today. And we ask that sacred space be set in such a way that people can open to what they need to open to and release what they need to release. And if you have any way that you call in sacred space or set prayerful intent, I just invite each of you to do it in your own way. Beautiful. Thank you. So when we have a full moon, it means that the sun and the moon are on opposite archetypes of the wheel. We are currently in the Virgo sun, and we are preparing for the point of exact Pisces full moon. And Pisces and Virgo are across the wheel when you look at the astrological wheel from one another. And they do represent the two powers of earth and water. What we know in our community as the feminine axis, which means embodied emotion, embodied feeling. So this is a rare opportunity because Virgo offers such structure and containment for us to feel our tender, compassionate hearts at a deep, deep level, and to have compassion for ourselves for all of the feelings that we have. Some of them aren't so fun, some of them aren't so pretty, but all of them, the full range. So, Virgo, which the sun is an earth sign, and it represents the significance of dedicated work. Virgo is the worker bee of the astrological um, wheel. And Virgo also represents the energy of the priestess. What that means is that it's the energy of the one who is dedicated to sacred service, who understands the natural patterns, timings, rhythms, and cycles. And we can honor the world as being sacred, and we can honor ourselves as being sacred through ceremony and ritual with the Virgo energy. Virgo is very organized, practical, dependable, productive, and hardworking. If you've ever come across people who are very um, organized, but in a way that they want things just so, if something is out of alignment, they want to fix it so that it lines up perfectly. That's the kind of Virgo energy because despite the chaos that can happen in our world, in nature, things are very organized. They have rhythms like night and day, sunrise and sunset, the seasons. If you get to live in an area where you experience the seasons and the changing of things being alive and things dying all at the same time. Being attuned to that energy is what the current sun is all about. And it's fascinating to me that about this time of the year is when they decided to start the school year. You know, you get all your supplies in order. I'm telling my age, you know, we used to go school shopping and get our things all organized and our new clothes for the school year. That's Virgo energy to have all of your tools, all of your things lined up. And at the same time, we have the Pisces energy. And this is the full moon energy. And Pisces teaches the importance of a compassionate heart. Pisces can feel the suffering of humanity. And they want to respond with a loving, caring heart that heals, sometimes to their own detriment, because they give too much and they merge without, it impacts their boundaries because it can completely merge. But there are many, many great gifts for Pisces, and there's some challenges. So, um, but Pisces is the one that holds the vision of the peaceful planet and selflessly helping others to create a better life. If you think about the archetype of Mother Teresa, the Bodhisattva who holds the door open for enlightenment so everyone else can go through and they wait and go last, that's the kind of energy that Pisces is. And that's the kind of energy that our full moon has. But we also have a full lunar eclipse in Pisces. And This is a rare occurrence because it's what they call the red moon, which is why I have this particular picture up. And in some parts of the world, people will observe the moon as turning red. But the lunar eclipse is a collective soul cleansing. Who here can feel that energy? Yeah, my friends that are on screen have all raised their hand. I'm just pointing that out. Um, and it magnifies both the longing for the mystical union with us and the divine and the temptation to dissolve into illusion because we want things to be different than they are because things are so hard in some areas of life right now. The invitation is to allow the shadows to be washed away so that the true gifts of Pisces, compassion, intuition, creativity, and spiritual service can shine with clarity, not only to other people, but to yourself. We want to clear away anything that's in the way of that. And that's why we're going to do this compassion key session today. But first, just so you can get yourself set up with some elemental wisdom, I wanted to give you a chance to pick some cards. And again, the Elemental Forces of Creation Oracle was created by Lisa Michaels. She is a woman who I have been in relationship with for 24 years, and she served as a mentor. But she also created some brilliant products, and one of them is this Oracle deck. So Earth is the physical plane, and we're in a physical sun. We're in the Virgo sun. These cards, which are shown in front of you, hopefully you can see them. Can you see them on the screen? Thank you. Yeah. So go ahead and look at the cards for a minute. And I just want you to write down one or two that just seem to be calling you at this time. You're looking for support from Earth. What kind of support from these cards do you want to make note of? And when you have your Earth card or cards, you can draw more than one. Just give me a thumbs up or an indication in the chat if you're not on screen, if you can, just so I know everybody got a chance to get their card. Kimberly or all, I love it. Yeah, yeah, these are beautiful cards, and you can get them on your phone or you can get them in a tangible way at lisa-michaels.com. I always want to plug them. They're just beautiful. So this is the physical realm, and you're good. Thank you. Okay. So if you're listening to the recording and you need more time, the pause button is your friend. Okay. So now we're going to move on to the water cards. Okay. I want you to have this support around you. These are the water cards. Just notice which ones call to you. Okay. Thanks, Victoria. I'm just giving another 10 seconds for anybody that's still looking. We're going to go on. So water is all about emotion. Then we move to air, and air is all about the mental realm. It's all about the visionary realm. It's where we have thoughts and belief systems and all kinds of energy in the mental realm. What air is tickling your mind right now? What would support you? Okay, right. Are you good, Sandra? Give me a thumbs up. Okay, good. All right. Now we're in the fire realm, and fire is all about action and transformation. So these cards have a very different feel. But right now, with where you stand in terms of setting your intentions for the Pisces full moon with the lunar eclipse, what fire cards want to come along for the ride with you to support you? Okay, good. Give it just another few seconds for that fire to come in. Beautiful. And then lastly, we call upon spirit. And of course, these cards only represent a segment of each of the elements, but what in these spirit cards would be the most supportive draw for you right now? If you could put it in your pocket and embody it, what parts of spirit do you need right now? While you're looking, I do want to say for those people that are on the recording, it is really important that you write down the cards that you pick because we're going to refer to that toward the end of the compassion key call. So I want you to have those words of the cards that you picked in front of you if possible. It would be most helpful. Okay. And you can sort of look them over and see if you notice any kind of a theme or does anything sort of occur to you of like, wow, they kind of fit together in some kind of way that is giving me a message already. Okay. Now, normally what we do on these calls, because I have some new people here, welcome, welcome, is we do some journaling together about setting intention, utilizing the cards, but also we give feedback back and forth sometimes on the call about our intention. Today, I wanted to do something different, and I really felt called to offer this at this window because Pisces is all about compassion. And this particular healing technique that I am trained in to do with groups and individuals is called Compassion Key. And it is an unusual energetic healing tool because it is your highest self communicating through me in terms of I'm the mouthpiece, not the, I don't put the words in your mouth. But I went researching. I tapped into my psychic intuitive abilities and I said, what does this group need today? And I've come up with some phrases that I've put together. Now, everybody is muted. And if you are on screen and you want to go off screen, I will not be offended. But I want to tell you this. This particular method can move some emotion. So if you feel tears well up, there's we call that sacred water in this neighborhood. So if tears well up, please let them come. You're going to be giving a parts of yourself love and compassion. And these parts of yourself that we're going to bring forward may not have received much love and compassion in the past. And that's why you might get an emotional response. If you allow the phrases that I'm going to say to be repeated by you out loud, yes, you are muted, no one can hear you. But if you repeat the phrases out loud, you will feel more of an impact of what I'm trying to do. So the phrase that gets said most often in Compassion Key is, I'm so sorry. And then there are phrases after that. When you are saying, I'm so sorry, you are actually holding the frequency of compassion for yourself. I am not saying that saying sorry takes away anything that might have happened to you in your life. I'm saying that the words, I'm so sorry that, and specifics helps to clear the karmic imprint of whatever is left in you that might be inhibiting you from your true essence expression and your true radiance. And that's why I do this work. So there is no, if you're not, if you're on screen and I don't see you mouthing the words, I'm not going to call anybody out. This is an invitation. I'm going to do the session. The good news is this is going to be on recording. So if you want to go back to it, you'll get an email either later today or tomorrow with a full recording of what we've done today. And it'll be posted on the YouTube channel. So you can go back to this if you find you like this, okay? But the first thing that we need to do is we're going to call in even more sacred space to begin the session. And I'm going to ask each of you to invite your higher self, the highest version of you, that is the soul version of you, that sees things from a different perspective. They have lots of availability to source energy, and they are your higher self. Now, when people call on their higher selves, everybody has a different experience. You might see light, you might see a version of you that's bigger, maybe has wings, I don't know. Other people may not get a sense that they feel or see something, but they might get a feeling of like relaxing into a chair that feels just right. When I say the words call on your higher self and you call on your higher self, trust what you get. Know that you can't do this wrong. We're just asking your higher selves to come and be present in our circle of our Pisces full moon today so they can help you with the compassion key work. Now, the part of you that is your higher self loves you unconditionally. It's that part of you that is your soul that understands the big plan understands the bigger vision of what you're doing here and why you're here. They have the benefit of understanding more than we understand. And just know that they love you unconditionally, and they are here to give you more compassion so that you can grow into who you are becoming without obstacle, without blocking, without past karma. This is what this tool can do, is it can move all those blocks out of the way. If you just invite your higher self to do this work with you. So I want you to imagine that your higher self is with you in whatever way is right for you. They could be standing behind you, they could be standing next to you, they could just be a light that you see, but they're with you. And we're going to take you and your higher self, and we're going to put you in one side of an infinity symbol. You know, the infinity is the interlocking triangles, the two circles, looks like an 8 turned on its side. Imagine you're standing in one of those circles, and in the other part of the circle, I want everyone who listens to the sound of my voice to call forward a version of them that is not creating everything they want in their life. There's a lot of things we desire, and sometimes they don't come to fruition. And there's a version of us that has been beaten up a little bit because it hasn't happened the way that we thought we wanted it to happen. And there's a lot of reasons for that, that it hasn't happened yet. But I'm just gonna ask you to imagine that you see that version of you. You might notice that that version of you looks kind of tired. They may not be standing tall and proud. You know, just notice what you see of that person, because we're going to check in with them a couple times during the call. Just notice how they are. And then with your intent on your own heart, in your circle with your highest self, I want you to send love and compassion from your heart and your solar plexus to that version of you across the infinity symbol in the other circle. Just energetically send love and compassion to that version of you. And the phrases I'm going to use are specific to what happens in Pisces that can be in our way. Okay. So we're going to start with I'm so sorry statements. And I want you to say them out loud if you can. I'm so sorry you've had broken dreams. I'm so sorry you have wanted to escape the world sometimes. I'm so sorry there were times when you wanted to numb yourself out. I'm so sorry sometimes you were let down by other people's false promises. I'm so sorry you came crashing down when you saw other people with rose-colored glasses. I'm so sorry sometimes you're really confused. I'm so sorry sometimes you can't make clear decisions and stick to them. I'm so sorry. The water is so murky, you can't see things clearly, especially about yourself. I'm so sorry you have been overwhelmed by other people's energy at times. I'm so sorry. Sometimes you have been the victim. I'm so sorry. It is hard being so sensitive. I'm so sorry. Sometimes you are overwhelmed, drowning in feelings that you don't understand. I'm so sorry. It's hard for you to discern where other people and you are separate. I am so sorry. Sometimes you have sacrificed too much and said yes too often. So I'm going to encourage everybody to take a deep breath and just look across the circle at this version of you that has had their dreams dashed a little bit in life. And notice if there are any changes in their demeanor, and notice if there's anything that they are conveying to you through the way that they look or if they're saying anything. We just want to open to hear from that version of you. Okay, and now we're just going to do some more statements and notice how we can shift some of these things. I am so sorry that at times you lose yourself in relationship to others. I'm so sorry that there have been times in the past where you have rescued others in unhealthy ways. I'm so sorry that overgiving is a default setting for you. I'm so sorry for all the ways you have felt lost and questioning your life. I am so sorry that procrastination has prevented action so much of the time. I'm so sorry that having such an open heart, you've been stepped on. I'm so sorry that closing your heart does not seem like an option for you. I'm so sorry. There have been times when you don't follow through and you don't even know why. I'm so sorry that you have the ability to see what is unseen and unspoken. I'm so sorry. It's hard for people to understand your natural access to spiritual dimensions. I'm so sorry. You were the last person you would give compassion, unconditional love, and empathy to. I'm so sorry. Your channeling was made fun of when you were little, so you closed down that gift. I am so sorry your gentleness was taken as weakness when it's actually a great strength. I'm so sorry it was hard for others to understand your mystic dreamer self. I'm so sorry for all the ways that you took a vow of poverty for your spiritual gifts. Okay, I want you to take a deep breath again. And everybody take a look at that person across from them. And you'd want to notice if there's any change in their demeanor. Do they seem calmer or more comfortable? Do they look any different? And I want to open the next couple of minutes. Is there anything you would like to say to that version of you across the circle? Remember, we're giving love and compassion from our heart and solar plexus with the support of our higher selves to this version of ourselves that has had their dreams broken or things not happen the way that they wanted them to yet. We're giving them support through love and compassion. You don't have to tell me, but is there anything you'd like to say to them? And you can use the phrase, I'm so sorry, that if you want, but you can also just say what you want to say. You're muted or you're not on screen, and I don't hear it, but I'm holding the field for us to communicate with those versions of ourselves. And just when you've communicated with yourself, just notice how that feels in you and in the version of you across the way, because the version of you is a part of you. And now we're going to shift our tone a little bit. We're not going to say, I'm so sorry anymore. We're going to acknowledge this version across from you. I'm so glad that you gave others non-judgmental acceptance. Sending love and compassion to that version of you. I'm so glad that others get to see your emotional depth. I am so glad that you remind humanity of its shared unity. I am so glad that you see the poetry and the divine in life. I am so glad that you have the fortitude to hold the vision of a new earth. I'm so glad it's time to forgive yourself for anything that you perceive you didn't do right. I am so glad you can receive the healing presence that you are for yourself instead of just other people. And again, take a look at that person across from you, that version of you that has had their dreams dashed. And notice what's different about them. And know also that this works on so many different realms that um, you're going to notice some shifts and changes over the next few days. You're going to notice that things have shifted. You've stepped into another timeline because you've released a lot just by doing this work. I'm so grateful, those who are here live and are on the recording, if you did the session with me. So you're going to have a chance to journal, which I really think is important for you to make note. But before we do that, we want to acknowledge that version of you that is across the figure 8 or the Vesica Pisces from you. And we want to invite them back into you. So you can have them come back to you. You could hug them or notice if they want to come back into you. They've been shifted and changed by acknowledgement through love and compassion. So I want to give you a good bit of time, maybe 5 minutes, to make note of anything, and I'm going to put on some music. Journal any messages that you want to remember. And I would love to hear from a couple of you, if you're willing, just how that was for you. Was something you'd like to do again at some point? But I'm going to put some music on now and let you just journal a little bit. Can you hear the music, Victoria? No? Okay. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, I hear it now. It just needed to be turned up a little bit.
Okay. So just take a few minutes and make some notes. I won't keep you long here. And you might look back at your cards because the cards you pulled are no coincidence. I said I was going to include them and then I totally forgot about it. So see if the cards have any messages for you now based on what you learned. How's everybody doing? Is there anybody willing to share any comments about the session in the chat or unmute? Boop.
Hi, Judy, this is Kimberly Smith. I just wanted to share with you that I'm a little bit familiar with the compassion key, but how you used it was just extraordinary, and I am super grateful. I have been dealing with spiritual poverty and for my gifts for a very long time and trying to move
Mm.
that issue, and so I am super grateful for the help. Thank you. I didn't know what I was going to pick up today, so I was really grateful to be here, and thank you for sharing.
Oh, thank you, Kimberly. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
It's okay, my buddy Sandra. I can feel you.
I haven't cried in so long.
Oh,
I'm
beautiful.
so sorry that I forgot to love myself.
Oh,
I want to love
oh.
myself completely for everything that I am.
Mm.
I love me wholly and completely now. I vow my sacred love to me now, always, and forever. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Sandra. What a beautiful, beautiful sharing. So appreciate you.
Well, let's see if I can articulate all of this because I'm looking at the cards I drew and what really hit me with being a visionary,
Yeah.
and it's just not landing. It's just not landing. For New Earth, for feminine wealth. So the spirit I got that, I'm this is my life purpose, and I'm co-creating with spirit, and I'm in a space of really growing and letting go of older versions of myself to really step more fully into this. And then I do regularly call on ethereal allies to help me with communicating
Mm.
communicating this, and that is so in how it's communicated, and that's a big key. um and then to also for water I got regeneration and ebb and flow, and know that it will ebb and it will flow.
Mhm.
And what I'm into is all about regeneration anyway.
Absolutely.
um that is part of the vision of evolutionary eldering. And then the earth was really powerful because what's needed for this watery Pisces vision is the structure and the form
Mm.
and the power to stand on my own. That is the earth structure that I need for all of that. So
Mm.
thank you, Judy. That was just spot on, and you know how spot on it was.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, Victoria. Thank you all for sharing. Thank you for your vulnerability and your willingness to share so that others can feel you and that we are a community and we do this together. Um, again, this recording will be available on the YouTube channel. You'll get an email afterwards if you want to revisit some of the phrases that I used. But it, I would like to do these sessions more often, just open, free to the community. So if I'm getting the feedback that maybe that would be a good idea. So thank you for your willingness to share your experience. And we're going to close Sacred Space now, but I want you to know, oh, Angelina, I bet you have a message. Let me see. Oh, Kimberly says, yes, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so we're going to get together again in about 2 weeks' time. It'll be a little more than 2 weeks. It's going to be 2 weeks Friday. We have the availability of a second new moon in Virgo. And this is just so powerful because the second Virgo new moon is going to occur on the 21st of September, which is a Sunday. But I like to do the calls during the week and I like to do them in advance of the new moon or full moon. So the other part of your assignment is to take what you got out of moving this energy with the compassion key in setting new intentions for yourself in this Pisces full moon window. So I just want to make sure that I stop share because you don't need that. You'll get information about the next call. I just want to be sure that you each acknowledge the work that you did for yourself today and that you set intentions in alignment with dissolving some of the obstacles and blocks today and set some really heart-centered Piscean, saving humanity kind of intentions that are in alignment with who you are. Pisces kind of gets a rap sometimes in terms of not being accepted because we're so sensitive. And I say we because I have Pisces in a very key position on my chart. So just know that you are the dreamers dreaming the dream forward and that we need you. You are setting the stage for what is coming in New Earth. I honor you. I acknowledge you. And I am so grateful that you are a part of my community, our community. And I look forward to seeing you again. Thanks for taking the time. Mwah.
Thank you, Judy. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Cheers, y'all.